And
She's gonna be
it
late.
was.
You gotta finish.
All right, Julie, it's 6:30. Would you mind calling the roll, please?
Not at all, sir. Kara Caston.
Here.
Ken Dawson.
Here.
Christopher Espinoza.
Here.
Terry Pavasich.
Here.
Don Runner.
Here?
Rayhan Hashim.
Here.
And Jason Trejo.
Here.
Thank you.
All right, having a quorum, let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, our first item will be approval of minutes. Can I get a motion from the Board of Education to approve the minutes of the September 23rd, 2024 business meeting, the September 23, 2024 closed meeting, and the October 7th, 2024 workshop meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Terry moves, Chris seconds.
Thank you very much. Terry Pavasich.
Aye.
Christopher Espinoza.
Aye.
Kara Caston.
Aye.
Ken Dawson.
Aye.
And Don Renner.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Item number 4, Julie, do we have any visitors?
No, sir.
Okay. Hank, I'll turn it over to you for item number 5.
Before we get into our reports this evening, and take the opportunity to recognize that it's Illinois Principals Week this week across the state of Illinois. During this week, we recognize a variety of individuals in leadership roles at the building level, so principals, assistant principals, activities directors, and all of those across the state, and of course here in District 99. Our principals are at the Illinois Principal Association Conference for the next couple of days. Courtney has a major leadership role in running that conference while there, and Arwen is there being her best cheerleader for Courtney, and they'll both be learning a lot over the next couple of days. So we appreciate all the work that all of our building leadership puts in, and this is the week to celebrate them.
Very good.
All right. Other items for this evening. This is the time of the year we bring medical, dental, and vision plan premiums to the board for approval. There was a memo provided to the board that has all of kind of the details and also supporting artifacts, which I'll kind of flip through a couple of those, or I won't flip through a couple of those. I've summarized those for you here. But I can answer any questions on any of those, or Rob or Jerry and I can. We all serve on the insurance committee. But really, there's some recommended changes within the plans. One of the things we're trying to do in our managed plan is to increase reserves. We started that last year. We're also increasing and matching federal requirements. There's some deductible increases. And we're, of course, always trying to limit premium increases. You know, the board pays the largest portion of those premium increases. We all try to work to keep those contained as much as possible. The board knows that increases have been really high over the last several years. I hope you can see we've done a lot to contain those this year, with an overall increase at 2.8%, 1% in the self-managed plan that we have the most control over. The HMO plan is outside of us, so it's not managed by us, but we still were able to make a couple of tweaks to bring that in at 5.8% increase. You can see PPO dental at 3.5 and the other two flat. So if the board has any questions, I'll answer those now. Otherwise, these are up for approval later this evening.
Can you explain to me what the reserves are, how they work, and where did that funding come from?
Sure.
Sure. I was not here when they first started with this self-funding plan to know exactly where the reserves would come from, but I would assume that it was just from the ed fund. And right now, our reserves, well, as of June 30th, our reserves were just slightly over 600,000. They used to be up around 2 million. The insurance committee thought that was really kind of a little high for the reserves. So the intent was to reduce it some. We did reduce the reserves. However, during COVID, when we did not have any premium increases, our reserves pretty much were depleted. And so now we're trying to build them back up. A little over a year ago, they were a little over 300,000. We worked over the past year to up it to 600,000. Then by next June, we're anticipating probably around 1 million. And then the following June, probably about 1.5 million. And that's the amount that the insurance committee and Hub, our consultant, feels is the right amount of reserves.
When do you tap into reserves?
Oh,
How do you utilize the reserves?
sure, they just add that pays for the claims.
So,
Because we're self-insured.
yeah,
Yes.
part of the issue is we collect those premiums over the entire calendar year. We could have higher bills earlier in the year before we've collected all of those. So it's like a cushion account that we use to help fund the claims across
Okay.
the entire year.
Okay.
If not,
Part
then
of this process also is making forecasts and educated guesses of what claims might look like next year and setting the premiums. Sometimes those are a little off, and so we have to dip into those reserves because we didn't raise premiums enough. And so in years like this, when we've dipped into it in previous years, we've got to backfill it a little bit. So where does it come from? It comes from the premiums of the members going back in because it was dipped into by the members.
So if claims remain kind of on pace of what you're budgeting, the increase of the premiums is going to create the reserve you're talking about?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, this is up for approval later this evening.
Thanks.
The next one is just an update of the work I've been doing with the board's attorneys. So at the last meeting, I presented some initial ideas for revising all of our policies related to discrimination, harassment, and other complaints. Julie and I had a meeting with the board's attorneys last week. After that meeting, we realized that the changes will be more substantial than what were originally presented. So we're going to continue to work on those, and we'll bring them back at the November workshop as the first reading. We're not going to count the last one as the first reading because I think there's going to be too many changes in those. So, but we're making really good progress in coming up with policies and procedures that both will support the person that's filing the claim and also make it manageable for the board and the administration to work through those processes. So more to come.
That's good.
District 99 facility rentals, this has come to you many times this fall. It's up this evening as an action item for approval. It's exactly as presented the last time except for one small change in one clause. A community member that rents our space was facing challenges with the way that our insurance clause was written. It used to say $1 million was needed for liability and then separately for damage to property, but their policy didn't work that way and couldn't find a policy that worked that way for their specific needs. We contacted our insurer, and they said that the way our wording was written wasn't standard for the industry language. So our insurer recommended that we adopt this language that makes it more in line with what insurers actually do. It's at the recommendation of our insurance company, so I trust that the liability is appropriate and our protections are appropriate. This also will make rentals in the end more accessible to our community members, which is our goal anyway. So we appreciate it being brought to our attention and came in the right window for us to make the tweak to make it in line with what our insurer recommends. So that's the only change tonight. Otherwise, it's everything that Travis has been talking about all along. This is the last kind of opportunity for questions before it comes up as an action item this evening. Are there any questions? All right, hearing none, this will be up
Thanks,
later on
Travis.
this evening.
Thank you for all the work. That was a lot of work. Really, it is. Thank you.
All right, the last one is a board item. This is from Ken as your resolutions delegate that will be at the delegate assembly. There's 3 sections here. The first one that he has to talk to you about is a proposed constitutional amendment.
I haven't had a chance to review them as of yet, so we now have the book with the report.
Yep.
I'll review them and report next time.
Okay, so here's the first one for presentation, so make sure you give that one a look, and it's in your booklet. Then you'll also have a section of ones that your resolutions committee, so this is representatives from boards across the state that have come and recommended that you do adopt these, and you'll see this in that booklet that you've received. And then there's another section that they recommend that you do not adopt. So you'll need to give Ken direction at, I think the November, are both the next meetings before the?
They are this year.
Yeah, they're both
Okay,
before.
so we have two more
We have
meetings
plenty
before
of time.
that, in which you can give Ken direction, so do your homework. Freedom of information requests, we have received them and filled them as we always do. They are listed publicly on our website, and you can see them if you'd like to.
Okay. Before the board votes on the consent agenda, is there any agenda item the board member would like to pull out of the consent agenda for further discussion? Okay, hearing none, can I get a motion from the Board of Education to approve the consent agenda as presented, which includes A, personnel report, appointment classified, B, personnel report, retirement certified, C, September financial pages, D, student trips, E, adoption of new board policy 6.290, homework, and 6.330, achievement and awards, and F, acceptance of donation, Sharp Electronics Corporation.
So moved.
Second.
Terry moves, Ken seconds.
Thank you very much. Terry Pavasich.
Aye.
Ken Dawson.
Aye.
Krista Espinoza.
Aye.
Kara Caston.
Aye.
And Don Renner.
Aye, motion carries. Did you call Sherelle?
One sorry,
Cheryl
Cheryl
came
Fuller.
in.
I apologize, I did not see when you came in.
Aye.
I do apologize.
And thank you to Sharp Electronics for their generous donation.
Yes, that
Very
was
much
very
so.
kind of them.
Okay, item number 7, action items. Can I get a motion from the Board of Education to approve the calendar year 2025 medical, dental, and vision plans and premiums as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Terry moves, Kara seconds.
Thank you. Terry Pavasich.
Aye.
Kara Caston.
Aye.
Ken Dawson.
Aye.
Krista Espinoza.
Aye.
Cheryl Fuller.
Aye.
And Don Renner.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Item B, can I get a motion for the Board of Education to approve Administrative Regulations 8.20 AR1, facility rental fees, and 8.20 AR2, regulations and general conditions for use of District 99 facilities as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Terry moves, Chris seconds.
Thank you very much. Terry Pavasich.
Aye.
Krista Espinoza.
Aye.
Cheryl Fuller.
Aye.
Kara Caston. Ken Dawson.
Aye.
And Don Renner.
Aye,
Thank you.
motion carries. Hank, any old business
No.
or any new business?
No.
Julie, any other receptions of visitors? Okay, can I get an update from Lend? Well, Jenny is not here.
We meet on Friday.
Okay. Can I get an update on SACID?
I've been meeting, we're just working through normal kind of stuff. I've been appointed to their facilities planning committee because the lease on their administrative building ends in 2 years.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure out
What
how
to do?
What to do next. So I'll be serving on that committee.
Yeah, and I don't think I have another meeting until January.
I think you're right. Yeah, unless they need you before.
Yeah.
Terry, can we get a report on the District 99 Education Foundation?
Yes, we had a lot of grants this month, which is good. We approved 9 for about $12,000 in grants. So our students will be reaping that benefit. And then we're working on what we're going to do for Mark McDonald. I think we're looking into prices of benches maybe and putting a bench at South High for sure, and maybe at North, depending upon the price, and have it a memorial to him. So
That'd be nice.
that's all I have.
Ken, any report on IASB?
Yeah, the DuPage Division meeting is finally here. It's a week from Wednesday. So hopefully we'll have a good turnout of board members for excellent networking opportunity for all of us. So looking forward to that.
Yes, I hope you all signed up because it's going to be a good speaker on AI. So it'll be something that'll be interesting.
Week from Wednesday.
It's next Wednesday.
October 30th, 6 p.m. at the Carlisle.
I think today's the last day for registration, if I'm correct, Julie, right?
Yeah, and you're all taken care of.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm registered.
Okay.
To be sure it's in
And
my
you
calendar.
don't wear a Halloween costume.
Unless you're gonna
Or do.
emulate an administrator at one of the schools.
okay. Sherelle, any report from the Downers Grove Plan Commission?
No, actually, the meeting was canceled on October 7th because they didn't have a quorum, so they'll
Okay.
resume business in November.
Okay, for the members of the public, our upcoming board meetings are November 4th, 2024, where we will hold a workshop meeting here at the ASC at 6:30 PM, followed later that month, November 18th, for a regular business meeting, again, here at the ASC at 6:30 PM. Now, can I get a motion from the Board of Education to go into closed session for A, collective negotiating matters between the district and its employees or their representatives, or deliberations concerning salary schedules for one or more classes of employees, and B, the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees, specific individuals who serve as independent contractors in a park, recreational, or educational setting, or specific volunteers of the district, or legal counsel for the district, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee, a specific individual who serves as an independent contractor in a park, recreational, or educational setting, or a volunteer of the district or assistant legal counsel for the district to determine its validity.
So moved.
Second.
Chris moves, Ken seconds.
Chris Espinoza.
Aye.
Ken Dawson.
Aye.
Cheryl Fuller.
Aye.
Terry Pavasich.
Aye.
Kara Caston.
Aye.
And Don Renner.
Aye, motion carries. For the members of the public, the only action the board will be taking when it comes out of closed session will be to adjourn. Thanks. We are in closed session.